And recording. Okay, so we are all familiar with the yin yang symbol. So go ahead and take a second, and you can close your eyes or keep your eyes open and access that symbol and take a visual internally or see it externally in front of you, because we're going to be tracing the symbol. Doesn't really matter which side is the dark side and the light side. Um, what really matters is the large circular outline, and then also the S symbol that is within the large circle. What we don't really see with the yin yang symbol is the spiral, the Taiji symbol. Remember that the spiral is the Taiji symbol. We don't really see that in the yin yang symbol. So the yin yang symbol itself doesn't tell the whole story. The yin yang symbol encapsulates Wu Ji, right? It has that whole defining outline of a circle. Yin yang tells us that there's two root perspectives or two root sides. And as mentioned, the Taiji symbol, the spiral, is what is between Wu Ji, nothingness, and the material dimension where yin and yang present. And then we should also talk about how, so that's the birth process, and then the death process is a return back to Wu Ji, nothing. Also, Tai Chi is in between yin yang back to Wu Ji. Tai Chi always brings us out of Wu Ji and into Wu Ji. Okay. So we're going to begin with both hands. We're going to be drawing large and small yang circles. Remember, circling outside with the hands. So lifting the hands up, out, over, down, and then under is going to draw yang circles. And then if we reverse that, coming down and then out, up, and over, that's going to give us our yin circle. So automatically we see two sides, we see opposites. So we're first going to begin with the yang circle. And let's just drop our hands. And then from here, we're going to engage the arms and hands, close them towards the abdomen and chest. Lift the hands and arms, reach up, out, over, and down, finishing the movement, and then transitioning, continuing to repeat the movement. We're going to inhale as the arms lift, and exhale, stretching up, out and down, exhaling, transitioning to inhaling. Always important to coordinate the breath with the movement, so you might be going at a different pace. An important thing is to harmonize breath and body, coordinate them, link them, and then try to promote relaxation and elongate the inhalation and exhalation so as to make the breathing long, smooth, slender, and continuous. And if you're familiar with the spinal wave, if you're familiar with Taiji ball Qigong theory, you'll want to put your awareness and put your mind at the dantian so as to let the circles originate from the dantian, the physical center of mass. We're going to reverse the movement now. Drawing yin circles. We'll still be inhaling, lifting the arms and hands. Exhaling, bringing the hands and arms in front of the body. Releasing down, continuing the circle, never stopping. Inhaling, lifting arms and hands, stretching up. Exhale. And because we want to promote relaxation, we're attuned to the breathing, right? And strategically, we're using the exhalation mechanism to release tension in the body. So when you do a long, deep inhale, exhale, and try to release any unneeded tension that you may feel in the body. So you're inhaling, lifting, creating a little bit of tension in the arms and hands as you're stretching up. And then exhaling, find any unnecessary tension as you exhale, releasing breath and releasing tension. Okay, we're going to add another layer to this now as we desire to create a full body movement. We want to also incorporate the legs, not just to hold up the torso and the arms, but we also want to engage the bows of the legs. So bending the knees, extending the legs. And this also helps us to connect to the earth. So with the feet comfortably parallel, about shoulder width, we're going to slightly bend the knees. And what I like to say is relax to gravity as we sink the weight. And at this point, doesn't really matter which circle you're doing, whether it's yin or yang. The important thing now is to um, try to do the movement as a full body movement, incorporating all the joints of the body. Here, as mentioned, more specifically, the legs. Now, as you have the legs involved, try to get a sense of your whole body weight at the feet and the movement originating from the feet. So as you open and push into the earth, extending legs, movement goes into the hips, back, spine, arms, shoulders, fingertips, finishes there, and the cycle continues. Sinking the weight. This is the yin preparing to grow into yang. You're inhaling, extending legs, opening spine, lifting arms, fully extended, stretched up, exhaling, and then releasing the tissues, releasing tension, sinking in mind, sinking in body, engaging the yin process, and then rebirth, cycle emerges, continues again, inhaling. When you're fully stretched, yang is at its maximum and then transitions. Yin starts to begin as you release tension, exhaling, transitioning back to yin, inhaling. And what we're trying to find is that smooth, calm, peaceful, stable, at ease feeling. That feeling in the nervous system, that feeling in the mental landscape, psychological landscape, the thoughtscape, and in the body. So the material body, the physical body, and the immaterial energetic body. Two as one and one as two, honoring both sides, honoring yin and yang of yourself as immaterial and material. Hopefully, you're finding a smooth, calm, relaxed state, moving at your own pace, breathing deeply, elongating progressively, inhalation and exhalation. And now stepping into that state of semi-sleep, drowsiness, relaxation. So once we're able to enter that state of relaxation and that semi-sleep state, we like to call that the qigong state, then we begin our moving meditation. Actually, what I should say is moving meditation manifests through us. And if you're feeling more calm, if you're feeling more relaxed, you might start to feel fingers tingling. You might start to feel density in the palms, in the hands, in the uh, fingers. That's great. Then what I'd like you to do is sink the body even more, bending the knees, sinking down, almost squatting down. From here, extending, continuing the cycle to yang, And then going into yin, sinking the body, bending the knees, dropping center of mass while staying upright. And consequently, drawing bigger circles. Now I want you to stay in your range and continue to promote relaxation. So don't continue to drop the weight. Don't continue to bend the knees and squat indefinitely with each repetition. Maybe just do 2 at a time or 3 at a time. And then maintain and come back to standing erect, upright, legs straight. Continue moving, and you're switching yin and yang movements and circles of the arms. If you're doing some squatting and you're feeling the heart rate increasing, use the continuous movement of the arms to go back into relaxation. Bring down the heart rate, bring down the lung rate, go back into relaxation. And now we're going to bring this movement to a close as we close off this first phase of the session. So we're going to bring our feet together, not touching, but closely together. And we'll make this the last repetition, whichever circle you're doing. And really step into that feeling of relaxation and the release of tension as you relax the arms down in front by your side, relaxing the arms fully, relaxing the shoulders fully, relaxing the elbows, the wrists, and the fingers fully, yet still maintaining upright position. So spine erect, lifting the head, slightly tucking in the chin. And maintaining that breathing pace. So now we're balancing our physical movement with physical stillness. And we're informing the nervous system. As a result, informing the mind about this duality of movement and stillness. And as a result, trying to embody the feeling of emptiness, stillness, insubstantial, embodying the concept of wuji, stillness, nothingness. So you just experience the initial phase of Yin-Yang Tai Chi. We started from stillness, started from wuji, spiraled out, used yin and yang circles, small and large, and then closed off the movement and finish the movement, entered back into Wuji. And for the next phase, we'll do the same, always honoring that same template from stillness to slow movement to large movement, exploring the range of motion, and then bringing it back in, spiraling back into center, smaller circles, smaller movements, eventually stillness and nothingness back to Wuji. So for this next segment, we're going to put one foot forward, and we're going to now start the process of drawing the yin yang symbol. Okay, doesn't matter which foot forward you have. If I mirror you, well, you want to start with your dominant hand. The same hand that you have forward, you're going to want to have that same foot forward as well. So most people are right. So let's say we start with the right hand, right? I'm actually a left hand. Now, in this case, we're going to start moving the arm and the hand, pointing the index finger and drawing yang circles. And yang circles are still the same circles that we were doing just a second ago. So it's the circle draws in towards the opposite shoulder. It goes up towards the head and then out towards the same side shoulder for those that are not able to see video. Yeah, so this is that same circle that you were doing. If you know coiling, if you know spiraling, you can then spiral the movements into the center, making smaller circles, and then spiraling from center to make larger circles. I want to encourage you and invite you to put the opposite hand at some place that maintains awareness or maintains balance. So if you want to maintain awareness of breath, put your opposite hand on the abdomen. If you want to maintain balance of body, put it out at the side. Excuse me. That reminds me, don't forget to breathe. So inhale, lift the arm and hand. Exhale, drop the arm and hand, softly moving. And so here, really internalize your awareness and try to embody softness in the torso as the movement manifests, in the shoulder as the circle progresses, in the elbow, in the wrist, and finally in the finger. So once you're able to manifest softness, then your circle will mirror that softness. Great. Let's go ahead and switch sides, always trying to keep it balanced. So we're going to pull that foot in and then put the other foot out, drawing yang circles now on this opposite hand. I hope you're still able to maintain relaxation here. I've got a really nice, calm, peaceful, easy feeling, like the song, in my body right now. Hope you do too. Inhaling, lifting the arm. Exhaling. I want to invite you to also incorporate the legs, bending the knees to sink just a little bit. You can rise a little bit out of your stance as you express the movement out and up. And we're trying to excavate the wisdom of nature, interfacing with our own tool, our own body, and embodying the spiral and embodying the yin yang symbol. And so, one way we do that is trying to connect the mind and the movement from the origin at the feet, feeling it move within the legs, knees, hips, torso, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and finger, moving the body as one cohesive unit in softness, in ease, in comfort. So we're going to get to drawing the yin yang symbol here. In order to transition to yin side, we have to now introduce the S symbol. The S symbol is a symbol of transition. The S symbol is a symbol of transition, transitioning from yin to yang or yang to yin. And so to start off with, we initiate an S at what we would say is 12 o'clock. So not doing it just yet, but try to envision the S in front of you before you draw the S. It'll help if you envision it. And we're doing yang circles now. So let's go ahead and add this S in. Let's draw this S. We're at 12 o'clock. We're drawing an S, one side of the S. You pass through center, draw the other side of the S, and then now draw a large circle. Hopefully, if you've done it right, you have now switched and transitioned to the yin side, the yin dimension. The important thing and the interesting thing about the S as a mechanism of transition is it symbolizes a mechanism of changing direction smoothly and not abruptly, right? Utilizing curvature and traversing space and time so as not to change direction abruptly, which can cause whiplash. Nature's trying to tell us don't cause whiplash, don't change direction so abruptly so as to whiplash yourself. So let's try that S again. We're going to start and initiate it at the 12 o'clock. And if you're following, you're drawing in circles. So at the next 12 o'clock, go ahead and draw your S. One half of the S pass through center. Second half of the S falling down. Yin enters. Draw a large circle now. And if you've done it right, you're now switching to yang circles. Excellent. And I hope you're still breathing. Sometimes when you introduce a more intricate movement, it's easy to forget about coordinating the breath. So a nice, long, sweeping yang circle or yin circle gives us the opportunity to sort of recenter and revisit our principles, our Qigong principles. Okay, we're gonna switch legs here. I'm gonna pull this foot back. Other foot comes forward. And now we're going to practice transitioning on the other side. We're starting with yang circles. Try to resist the urge to speed up. In fact, you really want to try to move as slowly as you can. Hopefully the breath is matching your body's movement. So we're gonna go now into transitioning, switching phases from yang to yin. We're doing yang circles now. On your next circle at the 12 o'clock, draw half of an S, pass through center, draw the other half of the S. Now you're down at the 6 o'clock and draw your large sweeping circle, now switching to yin. Take a large deep breath, inhaling, exhaling, still working to release unneeded tension. And you're always searching for a deeper feeling, only using the tissues that are required for the movement and trying to promote a soft, relaxed movement. Let's do another transition at the next 12 o'clock. Draw half of the S, pass through center, draw the other half of the S. You're at 6 o'clock. Inhale, exhale, large sweeping circle. And at any point in time, you can return to Wu Ji, meaning you can cease the movement and return back to stillness, honoring that Wu Ji concept and the Wu Ji aspect of yin and yang. Let's do another transition. 12 o'clock, draw half the S, other half of the S, then you're at 6 o'clock, and switching direction. And we're now going to complete the second phase of the movement. That means that we're going to return back to Wu Ji, back to stillness. So go ahead and bring your feet together. Relax the arm, relax the hand down in front or by your side. Relax both arms, hands, in fact. And just allow your nerves, allow the nervous system to sit with stillness. And really try to soak it up. Really try to access this concept of stillness and Wu Ji and embody, complete relaxation in contrast to, movement, large movement or intricate movement. Now it's nothingness. You're not going to completely collapse because you're still standing or sitting, maintaining upright position. Good opportunity to close your eyes and internalize your feeling and awareness. And you're letting go. So letting the breath do what it wants as well. Just observing it. Any thoughts come in as well, just observe them and pass them along. You might be feeling on the verge of sleep, which is fine, it's great. You've engaged and accessed and stimulated the parasympathetic response, that state of rest and digest, and also this state of rejuvenation and healing, because it's in that resting state where the body stimulates its healing restorative mechanisms. Don't fall asleep on me just yet, though. We've got one more phase before we complete the session. And if you got to go, I understand. The next phase we're going to do is play. We're going to play. So now you have the mechanism of transitioning. You have the S, you have the yang circles, and you have the yin circles. And so you can either stand with one foot forward, you can stand with the feet parallel. I'll encourage you to do one or both or the other, or just to experiment and see, see what you feel, giving, providing more data to the nervous system. So I'm going to start off with the feet parallel, comfortably parallel, and we're going to revisit the transitions. So whichever hand you want to start with, we'll start with dominant right hand and start with yang circles, right? Remember, the second hand is going to either be at the side or at the abdomen. So I want to encourage you right now to put the second hand at the abdomen so as to remember and remind ourselves of deep abdominal breathing. We're going to draw our S and switch to yin. See that yin yang symbol in front? Draw that yin yang symbol. Let's go ahead and transition again at 12 o'clock. Half of the S pass through the center, and then the other half of the S. Switching from yin to yang, yang to yin. So we're going to see what happens when we continue a series of transitional S's, a series of transitional S's. So I'm going to initiate an S, half of pass through center. 6 o'clock, I'm going to draw another S, pass through center, do another S, pass through center. And if you notice the pattern that emerges, essentially you're just drawing an 8, right? So if I tell you to draw an 8, you could say, oh yeah, I can do that. I can draw an 8, no problem. I know what an 8 is. So just go ahead and take some time and just let that 8 continue to manifest continuously. And revisit the Qigong principles. So still explore softness, only use the tissues that are required. Coordinate breath with the body movement. It might be a little bit more difficult to say, well, where do I inhale and where do I exhale? That's okay. You can do 1S lifting Inhale. You'll get to 12 o'clock, draw another S. Descending, exhaling. Inhaling S. Lifting to 12 o'clock, exhaling S. Descending to 6 o'clock. See if you can smoothly bring in the other hand. Switching hands now. Continuing with S transitions. Like I said, drawing a figure 8 or a vertical infinity symbol. You get an infinity symbol that emerges here. Just working on consecutive S's. So now here, keep the movement consistent and now embody the movement internally throughout the whole body as a unit. All bows of the body, arm bows, body bows, spine and chest, and leg bows. So allowing the movement to come in, invoking the movement into the body, feeling it from the feet all the way to the fingertips. As we just focus on figure 8, vertical infinity symbol. Now let's go ahead and stretch out the 8. Let's go ahead and stretch out the 8. What do I mean by that? We're going to sink the weight, the body's weight, and rise. So we'll stretch it out by dropping, sinking the weight, bending the knees. This will consequently reach the hand down, and then we'll lift, extend the legs, come back, stretching the arm, hand up over the head. Bending the knees down, so we're kind of we're adding another layer of complexity. And so just to stay smooth, it really helps to just envision that 8 in front of you. Draw and trace that 8. However, don't forget that the root of the movement starts in the feet. The root of the movement begins in the feet. And if it's feeling awkward or you lose your train of thought, that is totally part of the process. So don't worry about that. You always have an opportunity to restart, and you always have an opportunity to refine the movement, smooth out the edges as a really nice cyclical movement presents the opportunity to refine the edges. At any time, you can switch hands. And then at this point, I want to invite you now to play with the movement. So in this case, you have 3 patterns of movement. You have yang circles, you have yin circles, and you have the S transition, which manifests as an infinity symbol horizontally or figure 8 vertically. And so for me, I have both feet parallel. If you decide, you can also put one, to do it, you can put 1 foot forward and see how that feels as well. You can even change hands at any time. And if you really want to get crazy, you can do both hands as well. Remember, you want to promote relaxation. You want to keep it simple. You want to keep it close to the root, right? The farther away you go from the root, the more complex it goes, and more likely you are to maybe lose control of the movement. So you want to stay with familiar. You want to stay in comfort, in your comfort zone, and then just slowly push the boundaries of your comfort, expanding your range of motion. Now we're gonna close off this phase of the movement. What I'd like you to do is just return to the basic principles. So large sweeping movements that are incorporating breath regulation, deep abdominal breathing. As we return to the center, we're going to, and return to the root, we're going to go ahead and engage both arms. Right? We're promoting that feeling of balance, stability, rootedness, groundedness. So whether you're drawing yin circles or yang circles, doesn't matter at this point. You're looking for long, smooth, and continuous so as to promote relaxation, that semi-sleep state, that qigong state. We're going to count down from 3, closing to Wuji, entering stillness. We're going to go 3, inhaling, exhaling. 2, inhaling, exhaling. Go ahead and make the circles smaller as well. And finally, 1, inhaling, exhaling, smallest of the circles. Exhaling, releasing tension, sinking mind, relaxing arms and hands down by the side, revisiting deep abdominal breathing, and embodying stillness. Allow yourself to embrace stillness, emptiness fully. letting your nerves and the nervous system register this calm, relaxed state of ease. Great opportunity to close your eyes and internalize your awareness. And this will complete our first session of Yin Yang Tai Chi. So as you um, exit the internal state, going into external state and movement and coming back into the world, just wanted to remind you to move slowly and deliberately as you open your eyes and come back into the external world. Feel free to, yeah, stretch it out, shake it out, getting out any of the heebie-jeebies. And you are free to move about your day.